I keep getting asked, how did I become a full-time yoga teacher and what's it like? So I thought I'd jump on here and do a little story time. So I remember like it was yesterday, the first yoga job I ever got over 14 years ago. I, like a lot of new teachers, got my first job at a gym. It was a gym in Austin, Texas. I remember I was hired by the sweetest person ever who had no idea what yoga was like. So they just hired me because I had a 200-hour certificate. I didn't get auditioned or anything. I remember the gym, it had a yoga room, but the yoga room had a really squishy floor because somebody had installed a really squishy floor thinking yoga people would like that. And it was kind of cool. It made it kind of soft landing, but it was really hard to balance. But I remember that room. I remember what it felt like to be in that room. I remember playing some of my favorite songs. I was playing a lot of Xavier Rudd at the time. And I remember playing that music. I remember all the things. And I definitely remember there was this moment right after class. I finished class and everyone left with this like, oh, thank you. And I could just tell in their energy, I knew the class didn't land. I knew they would never tell me that. They were really sweet. They were the best. But I was 100% sure that that class was not something that made a difference in their day. It wasn't a big hurrah. It didn't make their bodies feel better necessarily. I could tell that it didn't work. I could tell that that whole hour did not work. And I was devastated because I was thinking, I know I can teach transformational experiences for people. I know that I can make a big difference for people in their body, their mind, and beyond. I know I can do this, but I have no idea what the steps are to get there. I was, after that class, I was like, that didn't work, and I don't know why. I don't know why that didn't work, but I know it didn't work, and I am 100% sure that I want to figure out how to make it work, to make a big difference in people's lives, to help people. I really wanted to help my students. And beyond that, I knew I wanted to have a job that was full of my passions. I was deeply passionate about the practice and moving and just movement practices in general. And I wanted to share that with the world. I wanted to share my passion for the practice with the world. I wanted that to be my full-time job. I wanted to make sure every time I taught, it in some way touched my students, whether that was physically, emotionally, or beyond that. I wanted to make a difference. I really, really wanted to help people have a job I love. And I didn't know how. So what I did is I kept going to the gym. I kept teaching on the squishy floor. I showed up every day. And I just was hungry to learn. I went to class. I taught classes. I taught anything I could. And I just was trying to figure out, why did that cue not work? Why is that not a posture anybody wants to do right now? Why can't everyone breathe together right now? What's happening? Why did that work? Why was that class a better class than yesterday's class? And I was just hungry and eager and in it. And I was just trying to figure out all the pieces. What works? What doesn't work? What are the techniques that I need? Why turn the music up here? Why not? Why have this energy when I enter the room? Why make sure the phones are outside of the room? What's the point? Why have Shavasana this length or not this length? So it was just like hungry and just trying to figure it out. And slowly, piece by piece, I figured out what worked and what didn't. It took me years. And then luckily, at some point, years in, I moved to New York City which I love. I love New York City so much. I'm such a big fan of New York City. I am such an extrovert. I feel like when I'm in New York City, I can finally relax because everyone's going at the pace that I'm going at. I feel like I'm finally like in a, whoo, okay, we're all moving at a pace that works for me. The interesting thing that the yoga teacher says. Anyway, I know New York City is not for everyone. It's not for my family, so I will not be going back there, but I love it. I love it for a visit. Now we have to have calm times in the mountains. Anyway, I moved to New York City and I was really lucky to end up in a place that offered me mentors. They just gave them to me. So I was in this place where I was filling out my classes. My classes always had at least 50 people in them. My students liked them. It was really working. And I had amazing mentors giving me tools and tips. So it really solidified my toolkit at that point. And what I learned from all of this is there are teaching techniques and toolkits that you need to facilitate. There's facilitation skills that you need to hold space in the room. These are things that go beyond anatomy knowledge and things that go beyond philosophy and things that go beyond the history of yoga, but really like, are the lights bright or dim? Do you say your words in this order or this order? They're just facilitation skills. And I learned that they're essential for providing amazing, impactful experiences for our students, and they're just not taught that much. It took me years to collect that toolkit, absolutely years. And I've learned it doesn't take that long. It takes an average of 2 months to just compile this toolkit so that we can share our passion with the world. It just doesn't take that long. And once my toolkit was pretty complete, I can confidently walk into a room and every single time confidently deliver an experience to my students that I can just feel works. And they also will share that it works. They'll say, this was the best part of my day. Or they'll say, thank you so much. This was really needed. Or they'll say, that was super interesting. My hamstrings feel so much better. Why did that work? Can you tell me more about what we did with the hamstrings today? Or they'll say, hey, Tara, do you know that I'm sleeping a lot better since I come to your class every week? So I can just tell that it's making a difference in their lives. It's making a difference in the world. And I'm so grateful for that. And since I know that it's making a difference, I can confidently ask for proper rates for what I do. I know what I do makes a difference and it's my main livelihood. So I can confidently say, hey, I think this is important that this kind of work gets done in the world. And for it to get done in the world, I need fair pay so I can keep doing it in the world instead of doing something else. And that makes a big difference in my life. And that is why I can teach full time. I can teach full time because my teaching toolkit is full and I have the business skills and the confidence in my business skills and the confidence in what I'm offering to say, hey world, let me do this full time. And the world says, this is really helpful. Thank you for doing it. You can do it full time. And what I do now is spend a lot of time helping other teachers do exactly that. I want more of what I learned to happen out in the world. I want teachers to fill out their toolkit, not in the many, many years it took me, but in 1 or 2 months, sometimes 6. That's it though, half a year. Let's not do years and years. We can do half a year or 2 months. And then be so confident in what they offer that they can do whatever they want with their teaching. They can teach full time. They can teach once a week to a population they love. They can ask for the rate that actually feels good and aligned. They can build their retreat companies. They can build studios that work, that are successful. And I'm so grateful to share what I learned with all of you. So that is a little snippet of my journey to becoming a full-time yoga teacher and teaching full-time. And I love getting to share what I've learned. I love getting to offer it up to the world, to you all. And if this is feeling like something you're interested in, reach out to me. I'd love to support you on your journey. Of course, I want to support anybody who's passionate about this work. I'm here for it. I'm here for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.